tributes pour in for Christian Chukwu, the former Super Eagles captain and the national football icon who passed away at 74. A darker narrative is unfortunately surfacing. Now, while the Nigerian Football Federation is publicly praising and eulogizing him, many people are questioning how the same institution allegedly failed him while he was alive. Christian Chukwu publicly battled prostate cancer, and at some point he had to rely on GoFundMe and crowdsourcing campaigns for his medical treatment. And this is undoubtedly a humiliating chapter for a man who once led Nigeria to continental glory. Now, before his death, he complained for years that the Nigerian Football Federation reportedly owed him over $128,000 in unpaid wages dating back to 2006. While he was alive, Femi Otedola and former NFF president Amaju Pinnick stepped in to help him with medical bills. But the question remains, and it is pertinent, where was the Nigerian Football Federation in all of this? I'll take tweets concerning this. May his soul rest in perfect peace. I'll take a tweet or two. This is the official tweet of the Nigerian Football Federation. They said the Nigerian Football Federation has expressed deep sorrow after it was confirmed that Christian Chukwu, who captained Nigeria's 1980 Africa Cup of Nations winning squad. We'll take another tweet, but I have to ask, how many more heroes have to be honored posthumously before we do right by them in life? The Money Plug says, it is a very big offense for anyone who means well for themselves to take up any work for any organization in this country on a contractual basis, because stories like this will eventually come up. It's sad that he passed away. One more tweet on this, if you will. Unofficial says, this is the federation and the country that some people are expecting Nigerian players to choose over other European countries. Ooh. In international news, after President Trump slapped a massive 145% tariff on Chinese imports, Chinese factories are clapping back on TikTok. Chinese manufacturers are now spilling the tea, and they're revealing that big-name Western brands like Dior, Gucci, Chanel, Hermes, and Fila are making their luxury good in China from $5 to $50, then selling them for hundreds and thousands of dollars. In this plot twist, they're now telling people how to buy the same quality products directly from them, and they're cutting out these fancy American labels and these Western brands and the huge premium that they usually add to their goods. All American consumers will have to pay to these Chinese manufacturers is production costs and shipping. This was meant to hurt Chinese businesses by Trump, but it might just be giving them more power and direct access to the Western customers. I hate to take sides, but I will say it's an ingenious move by these Chinese manufacturers. They are directly accessing their American consumers. Both China and America are extremely capitalist countries. And while we've seen how this tariff hike is affecting the global economy and the stock market, it's interesting to see how this is affecting consumers real time. Guys, will you be buying any Chanel anytime soon from these Chinese manufacturers?
Buying it directly from China will not be a problem. But that's to say that China is doing well. And we know of one of our politicians, back in the day during electioneering, was always mentioning China, China, China. Now we know the reason why he's mentioning China, because China goes to show that, yeah, we are there. We've been there for more than 5,000 years. So who is US that is going to bully us to submission? No, that's not going to happen. So that's to tell us that, there is a nation that is standing up to the excesses of the US President Donald Trump and thinking that he can bully the world. Good, let's go buy from China if that's the best thing. But we as Africans need to look inward. What can we do to also stand up tall against our bully?
And honestly, I love the way China is standing up for themselves. First of all, they were the ones making this thing. So I still stand strong in saying that Donald Trump made a very big mistake. He thought he could bully them, but right now it seems like they're the ones bullying him. Man, over to you, China. Take it away.
I like that part. But I'd like to talk about Christian Chukwu for a bit. May he so rest in peace. Another 1980s Afghan personality, Charles Bassey, also passed that same Saturday later in the day. It's sad that we are losing these people and that they are not being rewarded while they are alive. NFF, a lot of persons have, lambasted them with regards to what they do, with regards to Nigerian coaches who put in so much, yet they owe them a whole lot. $128,000 would have gone a long way to helping Christian Chukwu deal with whatever issues he had health-wise. It's sad that people are being patriotic, but then you are not encouraging the younger generation on what patriotism is all about. So right now, the NFF needs to sit back and begin to look inward and address this matter of disparity of treating foreign coaches well and not treating Nigerian coaches any better. It's sad.
It is really, really sad that a name like Christian Chukwu, actually people forgot his name for a while until now that he passed on, that people will start remembering, oh, Christian Chukwu, that man was a fantastic goalkeeper and all that. And that's because Nigeria did not do him right through the NFF. The NFF, a lot of people see the NFF as a place where there's so much arguments over so many things without them focusing on the right things to do. It's so unfortunate that we had to lose such a great man and unceremoniously over an ailment. Though he had been owed so much money that would have taken care of that and given him a good life. Well, it's sad. For China, big ups to China, keep doing what you're doing. You know, there's a way you want to mess somebody up and he turns the table around. That's just what China has done to the United States. And I guess Donald Trump is sitting down in the White House, scratching his head and wondering, what do I do next?
Interesting. I forgot to, chip in on that. China, kudos to you. Good what you are doing. But I want Nigeria to borrow a leaf from all that is happening. Not just Nigeria, but developing countries. How do we come together? You have the resources. I have this. How do we work together to, just build up this wall that ensures that whatever is happening outside of Africa, does not affect us, because we have the resources these people come to use, in building their countries. How do we begin to look at ourselves to say, you know what, Ria, you have this, let us collaborate. Ibrahim, you have that, let us work together. Etoma, how do we build, this Africa to ensure that the people benefit first before any other country comes in to say we want to get anything from us. I think that is the way forward. Trump is teaching us a lesson and we need to learn.
And I think because America is such a capitalist country, their primary motive is to consume. So they're not watching these tariff hikes. They will do whatever they can to satiate the consumerism. And just to touch quickly on the NFF before we wrap, I'm sure. I know that in 2023, during the Women's World Cup, FIFA tried to take steps to actually pay players directly, but they later decided that they wouldn't, and they would continue to trust national federations with paying Nigerian players on time and in full. And I really hope that if anybody is watching this, we can work on that FIFA policy to pay players directly, because this simply won't do.
It won't work in Nigeria. It won't work. Unfortunately, it won't work.
For the African thing, I think we should start with a slogan: Africa first.
Yes.
Yes. Africa first.
It's not interesting to now see China saying that when Trump is ready to talk, well, we'll be here, but we won't be the ones to kowtow to him to say, okay, let's talk about this. We have the body, we can shoulder it. So bring it on.
They already called it a mistake. They said he made a mistake. So
they're going aura for aura.
I know.
The onyx nest, or what is it called? So let's see what's going to happen. I just hope that, because there's a caricature that I posted over the weekend where Chinese President Xi Jinping and Donald Trump, they fought into old age. And yes, I remember Trump also takes this thing personal, because I think in 19 something back in the day, Trump lost a bid for a piano, 69 kick piano, to I think China, or someone from China, and then they said they should increase tariff as a payback. So it's more personal than American interest.
But well, China has positioned itself strategically in such a way that it is now based on us, our decision on how we want to negotiate. But there's so much to be said. Unfortunately, time is not our friend. Thank you, everyone, for your contribution. All right.